welcome back to the Bossman Show with John Beckler. First show of the year. And first of all, I want to tell my guest that I'm so thankful that he's our first guest of the year, Timothy Miller. I've watched this guy a long time around Atlanta. I'm a big fan of his. So Tim, will tell you from brother to brother, glad to have him on the show, be our first guest of the year.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to be on with you, and I know we've been trying to hook up for a while, so I'm glad I'm able to do it.
Yes, indeed. And I want to ask you, because I'm very intrigued by your voice and how you perform. At what age did you realize this was your passion, this is where you wanted to go, and that music was something you could actually pursue, have a career out of it, and be successful at it?
Well, it's interesting. I actually started out. My father is a pastor down in Augusta, Georgia. So I grew up singing in the church, but all through high school, I was an instrumentalist. So I played alto saxophone all through high school, and I didn't end up really singing until late in high school, probably around senior year. And one of the first kind of singing experiences I remember is I was charged with serenading the homecoming queens after a pep rally, and so that's kind of the thing that kind of set a lot of things in motion.
And at what point did you get the voice that you do have with the tenor? At what point did you know that you was a tenor, or you always been a tenor, or you kind of grow into being a tenor?
Well, I've always been a tenor, and my voice has gotten a little heavier, a little bit deeper as I've gotten older, and that just comes with the repetition of the technique. And so certainly it's become a little bit more exciting than it was in the early stages with studying classical voice. And it's interesting because the tenor voice type is one of the rare male voice types. Guys by nature are mostly baritones, so most guys fall right in the middle. And so to have that tenor voice, it's really something that sets you apart from most.
Well, and the other thing, Timothy, that I want to dig a little deeper into the voice is that, just being on an air with JR, over time I've learned that you have to take care of your voice and you have to prep it for when you're going to be using it for long stretches of time. Prior to being in radio and doing the show with JR, I never really thought about it. I just, you talk and you talk and you talk, but when you do it on a kind of professional level, you have to make sure that your voice is right, make sure you take care of it. So for you, how do you get your voice ready to perform at these various events around the country?
I mean, it's basically, there's no magic formula or, specialty. It's really just taking care of the things that you can control, drinking lots of water, getting lots of sleep. Those two things you cannot fake, you can't replace. So, you get your water, you get your sleep, 9 times out of 10, you can pretty much handle everything else, so it's all a matter of, trying to, not trying to use your voice too much, especially, before you have to sing. But as long as you take care of the water and sleep, man, you should be good to go 90% of the time.
Yes, and folks, we're joined by Timothy Miller, Tenor Lion on Twitter. He's a great guy. He sings a lot of games, the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons this Sunday. The tennis tournament that I love that there was in Midtown Atlanta out there at Atlantic Station. So he's around town a lot. So Tim, like I said, a lot of people know you for the Braves games. God bless America. But I want to get this from you. What event or game has meant the most to you to perform at? Because I know you probably asked a lot to perform in many places. So which one's meant the most to you in your career?
Probably right off the bat is, one of the most significant public presentations that I've had was I had the privilege of singing at Mrs. King's funeral, Coretta Scott King's funeral, and we did a spiritual called "Ain't Got Time to Die." And it was the only Negro spiritual on the program, and I'll actually be singing that song again on the ecumenical service at Ebenezer Baptist Church on the 18th of this month. So that certainly is a highlight for me. There have been so many others, man. I mean, the ball games are it's really unbelievable because you don't really know what it feels like, to be on the field singing to that many people, And so the ball game, it's like a whole nother level, in and to itself. So whenever I get a chance to sing in a game, it's always a those moments give me goosebumps too. So it's always fun to do.
Yeah, and Timothy, I just wanted to stress that a little bit. You talk about getting goosebumps from some of these performances, and I'm a very musical person. I'm not musically talented as far as instruments or voice, but I love listening to all different genres of music. And the thing that I find most interesting about it is the way that musical notes or lyrics or the sound of someone's voice can impact you and give you chills. Whenever I listen to live music and I hear certain things, it can run chills down your spine. And to me, that's such a powerful thing. How does it make you feel to know that your voice is able to do that to people, to have that effect on people? It must be a powerful thing for you.
Absolutely. I mean, music is a powerful thing, whether it's, vocal music or instrumental music or, as you said, someone writing a powerful lyric or someone writing a classic melody, that's remembered, over generations. And the one thing that's constant is, sound is basically the vibration of an object. And so when I am sending out sound via my vocal cords, it's something that every human being has. So when you send out that sound, then people can feel it on a similar level, and that's what gives you that kind of sympathetic response to acoustic music. Is that correlation between the human voice and what you feel on the outside.
Now, the other thing that I found interesting in preparing for this interview, I didn't know as much about you as JR did, and he informed me that you are a professor at Morehouse College, and I found that to be very interesting. And I'm interested to know, what classes are you teaching there? What are things that your students generally say to you about your performances? Because you're very well known. I'm sure your students, are tuned into what you're doing, and I'm just curious to know a little bit more about that side of your life.
Sure. I graduated from Morehouse in 2003, and so, I went away to grad school for 2 years and then came back to Atlanta and started teaching at Morehouse in 2007 as an adjunct professor of voice. So I teach applied voice, which is, individual voice lessons to both majors and minors. So I give them, they come and meet with me for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And we go over, vocal technique. We go over specific repertoire, appropriate to their level. So I teach, I have applied vocal students that I teach one-on-one. And then I teach a couple of different courses. One is called Masterpieces of Music, and it's basically a history of Western music. So we talk about all of the classics. We talk about all of the time periods, starting with the Middle Ages and the Baroque and the Renaissance. So we go through all the time periods and talk about all the significant musical accomplishments as well as historical accomplishments, because music is a reflection of life. So whatever's going on during a particular period, the music is going to reflect that. If you're in wartime, then you're going to have some songs that are reflective of that. And so that's one of the courses that I teach, and that's for the general student body. Anybody can take that course. I also teach a course that is also for the general student body called The Oral Tradition of African American Folk Music. And it basically tracks African American folk music from the west coast of Africa to the east coast of the United States. And so we also go through a kind of a travel through time, if you will, through the colonies as close to present day as we can come. And we get a chance to look at how folk music has evolved to form some of the, African American and even American musical traditions that we have today. Things like ragtime and things like jazz. So we get a chance to see how that stuff was formed in its infancy and track it back to a very early stage. And the last course I teach is called Voice Seminar. So it's basically one day a week where all the voice majors and minors get together. All the people who are taking classical voice get together, and they sing for one another. They sing through their repertoire. So they sing and they perform, and I get a chance to give them some criticisms up front right there to improve their performance. And so it's kind of a working class, kind of a working master class, if you will.
Nice. I think John needs those classes, Tim. I think because John wants to sing. You think John needs one of your courses, man.
Well, anytime.
The interesting one I found was the tracing these musical things back in JR. I didn't want to jump here, but you make a good point. That class where you trace these musical origins back is fantastic, because a lot of this stuff people don't know. Like you mentioned jazz. There's spin-offs from jazz that go into, the roots of rock and roll. Rock and roll came from a lot of that, like rockabilly, and there's so much history that people only go back so far, and they think that, the Rolling Stones started rock and roll, or the Beatles started rock and roll, but Elvis is, some people say is, a direct ripoff of of a lot of African American musicians of that period. So it's very interesting to me.
Oh, sure. And, a lot of those folk musicians, we'll never know their names. We don't know, a lot of people, we don't know who wrote, certain songs or whatnot, but that quality of the music is unmistakable. So we can track things like, when we started hearing music that's now identified as the blues, how the blues has affected, rock and roll, how we get from what was classified early as red hot music that turns into jazz, or how we get, the Negro spiritual, which has kind of morphed into gospel. And of course, now we have, all different subcategories of these larger categories, things like R&B or things like hip hop, those things are, the definition for those categories is going to change depending on who you ask. People in Houston will have a different idea of what that is than people in DC.
Oh, yes. And I'm going to tell you what, Tim, I got appreciation for music. At Tennessee State University, I had to take songwriting, and I thought I could write a song, and it was so hard. We took like Logics and Pro Tools, and we did engineering. I mean, I have appreciation for music like no other, man, because I'll take them classes as like electives just to throw away. But I learned so much about it, and now it is helping me in my radio career now too, for doing about voice and inflection and sound, how to script things out. So, man, music is like something to the soul, and it touches a lot of different fields. People don't realize how music is very impactful on our world today.
Absolutely. And even if you look at people, on-air personalities, meteorologists, or people, anybody who's talking on camera, the difference between your speaking inflections, speaking from the diaphragm, and the difference that can make in your, the confidence that can portray in your presentation. So, a lot of things have gone into that, and certainly they have specialized fields like, music therapy and all kinds of things that help people to develop those kinds of skills.
Oh, yes, and also, I want to ask you this. I know you're at the Falcons game on Sunday. Down there, they're done. The Braves are in spring training mode, right around the corner. So, with our Hawks here, do you feel like the Hawks will be able to capture that January magic once more and go on a deep run like we had last year and galvanize our city once more with them playing so well?
I certainly believe they can, and it's a lot of it has, as you very well know, a lot of it has to do with timing, and much like singing, much like music, a lot of it has to do with coordination. If you can get a consistent performance from all of those fingers and working as a hand, then, anything is possible, man. I mean, any of our teams certainly have the talent to be able to compete with anybody in the league. So, the difference between winning and losing is oftentimes comes down to a couple of plays. And so, if they can manage to come through in the clutch a little bit more and be able to hold off those runs, then, I think anything is possible.
Now, just looking ahead into the future, I'd like to get – this has been a great conversation, Tim, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I've enjoyed it very much. I'd like to get some idea of what events, projects that you have, irons in the fire right now. Where can we in the listening audience be on the lookout for you in the future?
In the future, I have a very exciting I'll be doing my debut with the Georgia Symphony here in Atlanta, up in Marietta. during Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in April. So that'll be very exciting for me. I also have a couple things coming up. I've been invited to the Chautauqua Institute up in New York to present on do a lecture presentation on camp meeting and the camp meeting hymns and songs. So that'll be something exciting that I have coming up in August. And I have a few other things coming up, and that you may see me on a few things I won't mention right now. But I do have a website up and running that is timothymillertenor.com.
Nice. Well, Timothy, I'm going to tell you what, buddy. I was glad to get you on the show finally. Me and John have enjoyed this, and I couldn't pick a better first guest for our show this year than to have you. You kicked us off real nice. It was going to be a great year since you came on first this year.
That's it. Well, listen, I appreciate you having me, man, and I got to keep up with all my ATL teams. So anytime you need me on the show, give me a holler. We'll chop it up about the sports.
Oh, no doubt, Timothy. Thank you so much, buddy. Have a great day, man.
All right, man. God bless you.
God bless you too. Now, folks, Timothy Miller, Atlanta Symphonist, tenor, John, great interview. First one of the year, man. Knocked out the park, brother.
Absolutely. That was great, man. I can't wait to have him back on. It was an extremely interesting conversation for me.
Yes, indeed. Staying with the T's. Coming up next, our man, Tony T-Bone Williams, Metro New York, talking about the New York Giants firing Tom Coughlin next on the Bossman Show with Jerry and John, BossmanRadioShow.com, Bossman Radio Network. We back. Happy New Year, people. Bossman and John after the break with Tony T-Bone Williams. We out.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
folks, welcome to the Bossman Show with John Beckler. We're just joined by Timothy Miller, Atlanta Symphony, Morehouse Professor, Brave Soloist. Now, we're joined by one of our favorites. We're going to bring it back, John. It's the Boss and Bone segment with my man, J.D. Beckler on the show. My man, Metro New York, covering the Giants, Knicks, all in New York. My man, Tony T-Bone Williams. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, how you guys doing, man? What's going on?
Hey, it's good down here, man. Loving life, man. I just want to. I said who I need to talk to. But Tom Coughlin get fired. Let me call find my man Bone. I know he'll have the answers for us down here in the ATL. So, Bone. Tom Coughlin resigned. 12 years, been with the Giants. Went in 2 Super Bowls. But from down here looking up there, man, it smells like a firing that was very nice. More than a resignation on his part. So, being close to you out to the team, was it a nice firing or he is ready to go?
Well, it wasn't. It was kind of in the middle. It wasn't like when Kelvin Gilbride, and Kelvin Gilbride kind of retired, but actually forced out. It wasn't like that. At the press conference today, Mara did say that it was Tom's idea first. Tom went to the offices first and approached them about the idea of him stepping down. And the owner should say, okay, they went with it. So it wasn't really a firing. It wasn't a shoving out the door. It was kind of where the fact where Coughlin probably saw that it was probably time for a change anyway. And so he let everyone off the hook nicely, by saying, I'll sit down.
Now, Bone, for Giants fans and those who cover the team, such as yourself, what do you think the lasting legacy of Coach Coughlin is going to be during his time with the Giants?
Oh, he is definitely beloved. I mean, if he's not one, he's 1A behind Parcells on an all-time list of coaches in the franchise history. So he's beloved. I've never heard anyone, past, present, or anyone ever say anything bad about Coughlin except Tiki Barber. That's the only one I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about Coughlin. Everyone else who's ever met the guy or even played with the guy, they love him. Even the guys in Jacksonville, where he was such a hard guy on them, eventually they all came to love him. So, I mean, his legacy is pristine. And I think he's one of the best coaches that Giants have ever had.
And also for you, Bone, personally, what is your favorite all-time Tom Coughlin moment? What happened to you personally or being in a press room with him just in general? What's your favorite all-time Coughlin moment that you remember him for always?
I will always remember Tom Coughlin for 2 words that he always said every day. He always said, we'll see. And we used to have a running gag in the media room where, and it was over under in each press conference where Tom would say, we'll see. And there were times where he would say about 12 or 15 times in only a 10-minute program. So if you ask about injuries and so-and-so is playing, we'll see. Is so-and-so good to go today or tomorrow? Oh, we'll see. It was always a we'll see. He never really gave us much, but when he did, he was pretty funny. And I think people don't realize that Coughlin's actually very charming and funny when he wants to be.
Bone, you mentioned earlier in the interview that it was kind of a mutual thing. The 2 parties parted ways. Coughlin kind of came up with the idea and approached the ownership about him stepping down. So, how much of that do you think had to do with the team missing the playoffs the course of the past 4 years? After that second Super Bowl victory, do you think that he just kind of got to the point where he said, you know what, it's either Super Bowl or bust here, and he didn't want to be a part of kind of a rebuilding process, so to speak, because it seemed to me that he just kind of got worn down. Is that incorrect?
No, that's pretty fitting. I would say that to a man today, between Mara and Reese and Tom, they all pretty much said the same thing, that if the Giants didn't blow so many leads and the Giants were actually in the playoffs this week, this wouldn't be happening. So, I mean, it just came to a point where it's just probably time for a change. Even though I'm not totally for Tom stepping down, I think that there are others ahead of him and above him that probably should go first. But I think Tom knew that it was a time for a change and time to go on something else.
And folks, we're joined by Tony T-Bone Williams, Metro New York, Giants beat writer. He also coached the Knicks as well. And so Tom's out now. So does that mean Jerry Reese's seat's now a little bit warmer? And so if they still continue to lose next year after next, is Reese gone now too, Bone?
Well, I think Reese probably should have been gone first, but that's not my call. I will say that Mara did say that, pretty much say the same thing, that it's now on Jerry because now there are no more scapegoats. Everyone has pretty much been cleaned out. So now it's all on Jerry to do his job and actually do a great job with his roster, because his roster has so many holes in it. Now there are no more excuses, because now you can't blame the new guy coming in because he's new. So you have to now be on your P's and Q's if you're Reese and do a bang-up job in free agency and in a draft.
So to take that one step further, they have obviously coaches who they're targeting to become the next head coach and replace Tom Coughlin. Is that coach then going to be tied to Reese? And if Reese doesn't have success, therefore, the new coach doesn't have success, is that going to be a step in a new direction where they bring a whole new tandem in to be a GM coach, down the line?
That's a good question. I would say that I don't see them being tied together, because ultimately the last okay or say in the offices is still Mara's. So if Mara approves a new coach coming in, but they still have a bad season and he ends up canning Reese, I don't see him starting over again and canning the new coach. So I think they're kind of separated in that way. I think that if the Giants fail again next year and instead Bill Cowher's there's no way he's firing Cowher after just 1 year. It'll be all on Reese.
And Bone, JPP said he has to get more surgery on his blown off hand in the offseason, man. Mm-hmm. What's the prognosis on his hand healing properly, and will he still be at the Grand Club next year? And what does the team do with him contract-wise? What would be a fair deal for JPP in your mind, with him being, quote-unquote, disabled to a degree now, with him blowing off his hands with fireworks?
Right. Well, last year when he was offered that franchise tag, which he never signed, it was worth about $14 million. And when he came in late, after week 8, he came in. That contract, it was cut basically in half, and it's all about fences. And obviously, he didn't reach those fences this year because he only had one sack this year, and it was 8 games. So he didn't reach his fences. He probably earned around $6 million this year. Next year, the Giants, they can't technically franchise tag him again, but I do not see it happening, because that's $15 million on one player who basically is still just not, he's not ready yet. He's not there yet. Like you say, he's getting that surgery again. He's getting one more surgery in the off season. That may set him back, a little bit. But I just don't see him getting the big bucks. Maybe he gives the Giants a discount of some sort and re-signs with them, or he goes open market and then it's up for grabs. I really don't see anyone paying that $15 million tag on him from any side, either Giants or anyone else. So he has to come to the realization that he is behind 8 ball a little bit. So he has to decide what's more important: go out there and test the market and see if he can get a bigger deal, or stay where he's familiar and what he knows, and maybe give them a little bit of a discount. I think he ends up staying, but he said it before himself that this is a business. So right now, it's like his eyes is up in the air.
So, Bone, you've made it known here today that you're not a big Jerry Reese fan. So I'm going to give you a chance right now to step into his shoes, play GM for the day, and tell us what the areas of need that the team have are. What do you think the Giants need to address, or what areas do they need to address in free agency and the draft, in your opinion?
Okay, let me just first say that I like Jerry a lot as a man, as a person. I talked to him before, and just one-on-one. Great dude. I just think that they botched some drafts. He's blunt. They botched some drafts, and they're on his watch. So he's the man responsible for that. That being said, they need across-the-board help. I would say, other than quarterback and top receiver, they need help everywhere. The left side of the O-line is pretty good. Eric Flowers had a pretty good rookie, although he's banged up all year. Hugh at guard and Richburg at center, they're pretty good. The right side of the line, I think, needs the most help.
It wasn't cutting it this year. Like guys like Jerry and Newhouse, that wasn't cutting it. They really need help on the guard and tackle right side of the line. And I would say linebacker is probably the biggest need on defense. I think a rush linebacker. I said before, I wrote this earlier in the piece, and it's been a long time since the Giants had drafted an athletic, snarling, nasty linebacker. I went back in the draft looking over those things in the draft they had, and the latest guy I remember is Jesse Armstead. That was 1993, and he was an 8th rounder at the time, so it wasn't even like he was this top guy, out of college. It's been a long time since the Giants hit on a nasty linebacker. They need one of those with the 10th overall pick. That's probably where I think they will go because they need to address it. Remember, if they get one more stop against Dallas or Atlanta or New England or Carolina, if they get one more sack, one more stop, they're in the playoffs. So I think it's probably the biggest need they need.
And Bone, I got to ask you about my buddy, my classmate, my friend DRC. How you like dealing with him every day, man? Is he a Florida man like me? He love that warm weather. Is he dealing with the cold okay?
Oh, he's dealing with cold okay. I mean, before the Giants, he played in Denver, so I think he's done it pretty well. He's their top cover corner. I know right now going into his off season, Amuka Moore is going to be a free agent, so they got to find a way to either get him back or get someone to help tandem with DRC. DRC is the best corner of the team. But we talk about lost opportunities. He had about 3 drop pick sixes this year. If he gets at least one of those, the Giants are probably in the playoffs. So he knows he had an up and down year, but like I said, he is the best they had in the secondary this year.
Yes, indeed, Bone, man. Look, glad to have you on the show as our second guest of the year, buddy. We got to do it again real soon, man. Can't be gone another 6 months, man. We got to get you on before that, man.
I'm here for you guys, going forward, so get me up anytime.
All right, man. Folks, that's our man, Tony T-Bone Williams, Metro New York on the Bossman Show. Coming up next, more Bossman Show after the break, BossmanRadioShow.com, Boston Radio Network, Jared and John, more show after the break.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focused on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting or Twitter at Coach TWill24 or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
folks, as promised, we're joined by our friends from a little bit north of here, from Chattanooga. My main man, Matt McCall, doing big things in Chattanooga, the Mocs. Coach McCall, man, big win last night. How you feeling after that big win? And I want to tell you, thank you again for making me and John look good. We beat Donnie Tyndall in picking games this week thanks to your victory. Good job, Coach.
I appreciate that. Listen, Coach Tyndall knows a lot about basketball too. So if you guys are picking games against him, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He's a terrific coach. So obviously last night for us was a good game, a good win against a great team, great coach, great program. The job that Bob Hoffman's done at Mercer has been terrific. You don't go to the NCAA tournament and beat Duke and some of the things that he's done over the last several years since he's been there, and not be a great program. And so it was a good win for our team. And obviously it's still got a ton of league games left, so we still got to keep things in perspective and focus on the next game, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, Coach, leading into and getting into those league games, you got to be happy with the start to your season, I would think. And, you have a good foundation to build on right now. If you can expand on where you feel the team is at as you start getting into the mid part of the season.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for us early here, I think there's a lot of unknowns about our team, for our opponents. How are we going to play? Obviously, there was a lot of talent here when I got here, and I think that the biggest thing that teams were trying to figure out was, how are they going to play? What are they going to run? What are they going to do? And the more games we play, the more awareness teams have, and the more film they have, and the more scouting goes into it. So, we talk to our team all the time that, we got to raise our awareness every single game as well. And, as we've gone through the season and the more games we've played, we've been able to do that. And, really proud of our team, proud of our guys. And it's got to continue to get that way. Every day needs to be about getting better. Every day we need to get a little bit better. It's about the process, and continue to focus on that and focus on the next opponent, and not, get consumed with what we've done up to this point or, where we're at right now. We got to focus on the process and get better every single day.
And speaking of getting better, Coach, do you feel like the battles you had earlier this season with Iowa State, the Georgia of the world, Illinois, helped you guys Saturday against the Citadel? That was a tough game for you guys. Back and forth, the game down second half a little bit, but you guys made a run late and got the job done. So do you feel like those early games have helped you guys get kind of game tough to say, hey, no matter what, we can come back and get this game done?
Well, I think that, I think obviously our schedule has prepared us for league play. But I think the bigger thing, just going into the Citadel is, and our guys have to understand this, is, the perception out there and the expectation of everyone is that we were picked to win the league. So we should just show up and win every game in our league. And that's not the case. And who wins the league is going to be decided in between the lines. And, there's 8 other teams in our league that are chasing the same thing we are. And if we think that we get to a point where we just show up and expect to win, we get the wrong approach. And you can get distracted and start focusing on things that have nothing to do with what's going on in the course of the game. And I felt like that we got a little bit caught up in that versus Citadel. And obviously with their style of play and how they play and press all over the floor and shoot a ton of threes and stuff like that, they can cause you to get a little bit frustrated and get a little bit distracted. And I felt like we played that game that way and weren't focused on possession by possession and focused on our job and, thought it was going to be easy. We could just show up, and can't do that. And you can't do that, especially in your league, because there's really, really good teams and everyone's chasing the same thing we are. And we got to be at our best every single night to be able to win. And, I felt like last night our guys were completely focused and locked in on what they needed to do, their scout reports, their assignments. And, it needs to be that way every night, because every game we play, your opponent's awareness is going to go up and our awareness needs to go up for our opponent. And that's how you get better. And, I just felt like, against the Citadel, we got a little bit distracted. They're a team that can cause you to panic because of how they play, and give them credit that they caused us to do that some game. And we needed to be a little bit more focused throughout the course of the game and focus each possession.
You're listening to Coach Matt McCall, head coach of the Chattanooga Mocs. And Coach, I want to get here on the Bossman Show, I should say. We're getting, back to this win against Mercer. And I want to – you touched on some of the things that helped make the team successful in that victory. I wanted to expand a little bit on that and get a few more keys. In your mind, in that victory over Mercer, what was it about that game that allowed you guys to come out on top?
Well, I think we had great energy. We didn't let the moment of the game or anything like that kind of get to us. We continue to focus on each and every possession. I think early in the game, we were able to make some shots and they missed some. So we were able to stretch our lead out there a little bit. Watching the film, they got open looks that the ball just didn't go down in the basket in the first half. And we were able to stretch our lead there. I think, though, that, our press was effective. The style of play, getting the game going up and down. Mercer's a team that does such a great job executing in the half court. They run a million sets. You try to take them out of something when you're with your half court defense. They have a counter for everything they do. And I would say almost every single one of their guys on their team has an unbelievable basketball IQ where, you try to cheat a play or take something away. They have a counter. They know the right play to make. And, we were able to get our press into the game and get the game going up and down the floor, which kind of negated some of that. And because the last thing we wanted to do against them was get caught up into a half court battle where, we're trying to sniff out plays and basically stop them in the half court. You're not going to do that when you play Mercer. They're too good. They're too good in the half court with their offense and guys knowing exactly what's going to, what they're supposed to do. So, us being able to get the game going up and down, I felt like played into our hands a little bit, and kind of negated, some of their half court offense, which again, if we get into that game with them, it could be a long night.
And Coach, researching for the interview, Coach, some popped up to me that was real glowing and I liked that I saw. You have the highest win percentage of any first-year D1 coach in college basketball right now. And I want to ask you, how does it make you feel knowing that your first year, you have the best record of any D1 coach first year, as we said right here today on the Bossman Show?
Bossman, man, it boils down to having good players. I can have the best basketball plays in the world, and we can have the best schemes and the best system. And if you don't have really, really good players to execute that, you're not going to win very many games. So I think it boils down to that. We got good players, but not only are they good players, but they're good people. And they put winning first. No one's wrapped up in their individual numbers or their individual success. They're all about the team. And that makes my job a lot easier when you have kids like that. So I give those kids all the credit. They come to work every day with an unbelievable attitude, excited to play, got great enthusiasm, and willing to work and learn and put the team first. And for me, that makes my job easier. And just it makes me excited every single day to show up and coach those guys, be a part of their lives.
Coach, and I know that you're aware of this, but you neglected to mention the secondary reason for that success is that, now you've been on the Bossman Show a handful of times and, that show karma kind of comes into play, so.
I heard that. I heard the show karma on the Bossman Show is unbelievable. Anytime someone comes on the Bossman Show, they win.
That's right.
So we got to keep that streak going.
Correct. Coach, it's a magical thing. You come to the show, good things happen. Those who don't,
but the Bossman was at Bossman. You were at the game. You were at the Lipscomb game. Okay, I got to get that hat you had on the Lipscomb game because your swag was out of control.
Coach, I was warming up your players in my hat, Coach, in my blazer.
That's what I'm saying. I got to get that hat, man. That swag is unbelievable. I got to get that.
Coach, I will bring you one. I'm a guy from a nice store in Atlanta called K&G here in Atlanta. I'm gonna bring you one, Coach. What's out here? I got them extra large and large, medium. Which one you need, Coach? I got you.
I probably need a large, man. I got a big old head. My McCall head, my dad, my whole family. We got large domes, so I probably need a large, man. But seriously, I got to get that hat, man. Especially it's 43 degrees tonight in Chat. I'm a Florida boy, so this cold weather I don't do very well with.
Hey, I'm right there with you. John's the guy from Cleveland. I'm from Orlando, so I can't take cold weather either, Coach. We're in that together, man. Cold weather brothers, we're not. We like
you go.
More.
My man.
Yeah, Coach, I got you a hat, man. That's a Sean John Kango hat. Coach, I got you one. Don't worry about it. I got you a large coming for you, man.
My man, next time I see you, I expect you to have that hat now.
Hey, look, I'll be there at Sanford. That game. That's my skill tells me to come see y'all against Sanford.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I got you. And Coach, before you
Sounds
go,
great.
man, I got to ask you this is a big question, man. A lot of people ask me about you who know I'm friends with you now. What's been your biggest adjustment going from an assistant to the head coach for you? So you've done it for 6 months now, 8 months almost. What's been your biggest adjustment going from being an assistant now to being your own man running your own program?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment, boss man, is just, as an assistant coach, you get totally consumed with scouting and totally consumed with recruiting. Really, those are your two main jobs. And as a head coach, you're constantly having to deal with the media. You're having to deal with boosters and with meeting with boosters, and then you have to play in practice every single day. And, there's just so much more on your plate that, as an assistant, you can get consumed with just those two things. And just really trying to balance your time, being as organized as possible, understanding that there's certain things that you have to do, and that you need to rely on your assistant coaches. I think that's why you hire people around you that are really, really good and really, really talented. You can lean on those guys because there's a lot on your plate and a lot of stuff, like with dealing with the media and different booster functions and speaking engagements and stuff like that. You're doing as an assistant coach. And for me, that's just been the biggest adjustment, just managing my time and understanding that our team's the most important thing. And each individual on our team is the most important guy, and got to continue to spend time and develop those guys and manage my time.
Coach, we're pulling for you every game. We really enjoy watching the team play. We enjoy the way that you're coaching the team. We notice those things when we watch the program. We wish you all the success in the world. We're looking for you guys to win that SoCon championship, get into the tournament, knock down some of those big boys. JR and we'll be in the tournament. You guys make it to the tournament. We'll come. We'll get some credentials. We'll cover the game. We'll match up. We'll twin it with the hats. You can wear it post game. We'll go triplets with the hats. That'll be your good luck charm.
I like
there,
that.
right?
There you go. Listen, we got a long way to go before we get there, but if that happens, if we're fortunate enough to make that happen, we'll definitely go triplets on the hat, no question.
No doubt. Well, Coach, thank you as always, my man. You know how we got your back, Coach. Keep them wins coming. We look forward to talking to you again real soon, buddy.
All right, boss man. Sounds good, buddy.
All right now, folks. Coach Matt McCall on the Bossman Show. Coming up next, the Boss Report after the break.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to do 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Chicken, chicken, chicken heads. 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 Chicken, chicken, chicken heads.
Folks, welcome back to the Bossman Show with John Beckler. My man Beckler's out this week with flu-like symptoms for the Boss Report, but guess what? That's the next best thing. My man from Memphis, J.C. Smith, mud shots every Friday. What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, chilling, boss. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, everybody out there listening, man. It's cold up here in Memphis right now, bro.
Man, what you said, sleeting here, cold there. Winter has kicked in. That Christmas time paradise we had is damn sure gone for sure.
Oh, it's over with. For real, bro.
Yeah, and old man winter's here. Well, folks, you've been waiting on it. It's time for it. It's here. It's the Boss Report. First story, bro. California pizza delivery guy is arrested after beating customers' ass after he made a delivery 90 minutes late, but then didn't get tipped by the customer.
I heard about this story, boss. You got tipped, man. You know, people are crazy. There's two states where people are crazy: Florida and California. And well, first of all, he was dead wrong. His pizza was an hour and a half late. All right, that's first and foremost. All right, but you know, you gotta be flexible. You know, if you're an hour and a half late, you know, you shouldn't really tip. I mean, you shouldn't really trip about a tip. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody's persistent about being tipped, and you know, chances are they probably crazy if they deliver your pizza an hour and a half late. You know, give them $1 or something, man.
Yeah, avoid that ass whooping and get on the Boss Report.
Oh yeah, avoid an ass whooping at all costs.
Exactly. Well, we're going to Florida now. A Florida man's arrested to get this stealing butt plug because, quote, he was too embarrassed to buy it for his lady.
Butt plugs? What happened? Say what now?
Yeah. Florida man was arrested because he stole a butt plug because he was too embarrassed to buy it for his lady.
Got you. All right, so is this like an adult store or something?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Hey, man, like, I mean, it's 2016, man. Like, that's how you get down. Why be ashamed of it? You know, if that's what your lady likes, man. Hey, good thing.
Well, staying in that type of store here. A Minnesota man is arrested after putting gun on store clerk who refused to exchange his used penis pump.
Oh, no, come on now. That is not sanitary. You know what I'm saying? You can't be just bringing back your used penis pump. You know what I'm saying? All willy-nilly. Come on now. Penile pumps, man. Yeah, that's not sanitary, man. And he really thought they're going to refund him or something, exchange it or something like that?
Yes.
Come on now. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, don't blame the door, blame God. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's between you and God. You know, the reason why you need it in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. And Florida man is arrested after peeing on neighbor's car and watching him touch it from the bushes while he masturbates naked to the tunes of Adele. Hello.
Damn. There's so many layers to that story. Well, that's a great song. All right. Adele, like, she can't do no wrong. Anything she drops, you know, it's classic. So, you know, I can understand, you know, you doing some strange things to song. You know, I'm not completely blaming them, you know, completely saying he's crazy. Adele make you do some strange things. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Well, a New York teen is is arrested after masturbating in subway car for 30 minutes over women strapped with visible colossal cakes.
All right, so he was outside the subway or inside?
Outside, in the subway car, on the train pretty much.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm thinking about the restaurant. You know, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the sandwich shop. Okay, all right. You talking about subway transportation? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, man, they say, the subway's up there. That's a dangerous place to be, man. You never know what you might be on subway train.
No doubt. No doubt. And you're going to love this story. Drunk Florida man is arrested after giving cops fake name to avoid DUI arrest and gets busted anyway. The name he gave the police was, quote, Dallas Dick Orange.
I mean, like, if you don't, like, every black man knows. Every black man knows. I think it's just passed down from generation to generation. If you're going to give the police a fake name, boss, and you may be able to attest to this, the fake name that you give the police is Bill Bixby. That's like a universal fake name of every black man is supposed to give the police. My name is Bill Bixby. All right, so first of all, let's know two things. Dude wasn't black, and also Florida, man, I told you, they have produced the most craziest stories in this country for the last 10 or 15 years now. You know what I'm saying? Ever since Florida fixed the election back in 2000 with Al Gore and George Bush there, ever since then, man, Florida has produced nothing but gold as far as the crazy stories, bro.
What you said. And an Oklahoma man with distinctive devil horns and F the cop's face tattoo is arrested after breaking into homes to steal, quote, meatballs and Gatorade.
Wow, that's very specific. Like, so if you break into the houses and they don't have that stuff, does he just leave? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, really? Meatballs and Gatorade.
Right. So he's like a bougie burglar, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, y'all ain't got no meatball and Gatorade. I got Powerade. I can't rock with it.
I'll tell you, Oklahoma is getting there as well. Boss report, and they getting there. They starting to. And
that's crazy.
Florida woman is arrested after getting this, shooting up meth while riding a motorized cart at Walmart, eating stolen chicken, and drinking some wine.
Man, first of all, what kind of drugs was she on? You said meth, right?
Yes.
That must be super meth, man. To make you do all that, man. Like, that's it, 100% uncut. That raw. That Betty White meth right there, man. I'm telling you, bro, that's wild, man. And she's in Walmart?
Yes.
I was in Walmart last night, man. Nothing there to give my wife a yoga mat. You know what I'm saying? And like you just see strange things in Walmart. You know, it's just you just see strange things, man. And remember, Walmart back in the day, they used to be the club, bro. It ain't club no more, though.
Man, that's a crowd now. That's a mental detention center at best.
Man, something. You always gonna see something strange, man.
Well, shady California Starbucks employee is arrested after getting this, stealing an angry customer's credit card to buy groceries at Publix.
Oh wow. You know, I always worry about that. You know what I'm saying? When you go in places, you know, they use your information for other stuff, man. Well, maybe, like I said, maybe it was a necessity. I can understand somebody, if I go to the store and spend money, and let's say somebody, I've had this happen before, where somebody writes in a tip, you know what I'm saying, puts an extra amount on the tip. Maybe they need that extra $5 for gas or something. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand if there was a true need for it, man. Maybe people, kids were hungry or something, they really need some food, man. So I really wouldn't trip that bad. But if you stealing my information, you buying days and You know what I'm saying? You popping bottles in the club. Then we're gonna have an issue. Then we have a problem.
Oh yeah. And this right here's the issue too, bro. Drunk Florida boater is arrested after crapping in the water and throwing weed overboard during arrest while shooting gators in the water.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do? I thought that was like the common thing to do is to take a crap in the water, you know, when you're on the boat and shoot gators. You know what I'm saying? Like doesn't everybody do that? I didn't know that was you know, not what's up. I thought everybody did that, man.
I thought so too, but obviously the cops in Daytona Beach, Florida said hell no.
I mean, that's impressive. Like, you know, they had time to do all that. You know, as the cops were approaching, like, you know, like, hey man, I know the cops are coming, but I gotta get some, you know, I gotta lose some weight real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know, like that's impressive, man. It's very, you know, very bold. You know, you gonna take time out to, you know, go to the restroom while, you know, the cops come.
Yeah, and New York school janitor is arrested after, quote, milking students for semen to sell to the sperm bank.
Go back, you know, at least one story, I always gotta get you to go back and repeat that, man.
Yes. New York school janitor is arrested after milking students for semen to sell to the sperm bank. So this is what happened. He had them come to the closet, you know, play with themselves and deposit into the cup. And he would take to the sperm bank to make some money.
That sounds like a plot off of Law & Order. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure if they haven't done a show that, you know, it's coming. That sounds straight to TV or something, man. That is crazy. Man, that's troubling on so many different levels, man. Like, why would you be in the closet with the janitor? You know what I'm saying? And,
exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, what's going on in your mind, man? It's more to it than that, man. There's other stuff going on.
Right. And Florida man's arrested after crashing car into business while trying to, quote, time travel and catch up with it.
Hey, man, Back to the Future, man. You know, like, you know, we had, what, the 30-year anniversary this past year, man? Like,
I think we did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, why not, man? I'm surprised with all the technology we have now. Why hasn't anybody come up with a time machine yet? You know, like, I want to be on the ground floor of the development of the real deal time machine, man. Like, wouldn't that be so dope to go back? You know, go back in the day, man, and just, you know, do things a little bit differently, man.
You better believe
maybe change history, man, you know?
No doubt. And get this. 2 Georgia McDonald's working thoughts arrested after throwing hands behind Miss Order because, quote, that's what she got her baby daddy's order on. So pretty much they threw hands because, oh girl, our baby daddy's wrong order out front.
Hey, man, it's serious, man. You know, hey, McDonald's, man, like, have you ever gone in there in the morning, you know what I'm saying, and they got your sausage biscuit wrong and they gave you an egg McMuffin instead? Like it's serious business, man. Like, when that happens, man, I've had thoughts about going there throwing hands. You know, in that situation, you trying to get to work and they got your order wrong, you got to circle back around, go inside, and then it takes them 5 or 10 minutes inside to get it right, man. So, yeah, I can understand that. Hey, you know, it's a fight. If you mess up my sausage biscuit, bro, we're going to fight.
Better believe that.
Yeah.
Better believe that. And Florida man in French maid outfit and freaky math teacher arrested in Florida. Prostitution sting at Dunkin' Donuts.
Say what now?
Yeah. Florida man in French maid outfit and math teacher in freaky attire are arrested in Florida prostitution ring at Dunkin' Donuts.
Bruh, turn down for what in Florida, man? Like, all the stories that you've done over the years, man, like, would you agree that the majority of them, 70% of them come from the state of Florida.
Yes,
like,
I would agree with that.
I mean, yeah, it's so crazy when it comes to Florida. Like, you expect it. Like, it's nothing at this point that I've heard that it's just like just too wild or too outlandish for Florida, man. It seems like it fits that state now. You know, if it happened somewhere else, you would just be shocked, you know, in amazement. But with Florida, it's just like, it's like everyday activity down there, man.
Exactly. And I got two more for you, and the last one will really blow your mind. I guarantee it. Here we go first. Canadian man goes bonkers after being charged $1,200 for an Uber ride on New Year's Eve.
Hey, Uber, they trying to come up with the Uber drivers, bro. Like, I've heard many stories of them, you know, overcharging, raping, or, you know what I'm saying? Just, anything going on in Uber cars, man. Like, I'm gonna start me a car service, man. But it's gonna be legit though. You know what I'm saying? Just all I need is gas money. That's all I need, man. I ain't gonna charge you nothing else, nothing extra. Just give me gas money, bro. I gotta come up with a good name for it though. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get in on the ground floor of that, boss, you know, we just gonna charge you gas money. That's it, man.
How about Trust Us Rides? How about
Trust Us Rides, man. That's a good one. Man. Trust Us Rides. All we want is gas, man. That's it, man. You know, and gas keep these days. You know, so you can give us what, $5-10, man. You know,
we
it's
coming
pretty far
up.
right there. We coming up, man.
And final story for you, but this is a layered story. Follow these layers for you. Florida man is arrested at Lowe's after sticking a plunger up his girlfriend's rectum at the Lowe's. He's released from jail. Then furthermore, the next day is arrested for blowing a firework up his girlfriend's rectum at home, causing a fire.
So she was a willing participant in all these activities? Yeah,
Must be.
These rectum activities, yeah. Hey, man. It's not Florida, right?
Yes, it is Florida. In Florida, yes.
I knew it. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, did people learn after the Jason Pierre-Paul incident with the fireworks, man? Just leave fireworks alone, man. That's nothing to play with. You're gonna lose fingers, and then he's sticking it up his girlfriend's butt. I mean, come on, man. Like, man. I don't even know what to say about that, boss. I really don't, man. That's a Florida story that blows my mind right there. No, I can't do nothing with that.
Literally blows your mind. And before you go, bro, what is your take on today's report you just heard, man?
Man, you know, it's the first boss report of the new year, man. You definitely coming with it in 2016. Shout out to Florida once again for providing most material and most material on the boss report today. We love you. Sunshine State.
And bro, tell people about what you got going on in Yahoo Sports for your show and Mugshots Cordova, bro.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know, tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Football Friday, 7:30 Yahoo Sports. You know, the season is getting ready to wrap up, man. So we definitely looking to expand and do some more things, the radio show. And of course, man, if you ever in Memphis, come check us out. Bossman's been there before, man. Each day Friday night, Mugshot Sports Bar, Karaoke Friday, hosted by yours truly. 5-for-1 drinks, all that popping each day Friday night, man. We have a good time. It's like grown folks fun up in there, man. Come check us out. Mugshot. You can check us out on Facebook. It's on Facebook, go to Mugshot Sports Bar, man. Mugshot Cordova, and that's where you find all the information about Karaoke Friday. So if you're in the city of Memphis, you want to come through, come holler at us on Friday night, man. Just Mugshot Cordova on Facebook. That's how you read.
No doubt, bro. Thank you as always for doing the ball support, man. It was great as usual, man. Hey, man, be easy, bro. I'm gonna see you MLK Day, bro.
All right, boss. Be easy, man.
All right, now.
All right.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Spreaker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.